So I did want to answer this question because it was probably like the most scary thing that I've done, because when I got my apartment, I didn't even have a job. My mom had to be on my lease with me because I literally didn't have a job yet. My mom actually had helped me pay my rent a little bit, but even she lives like paycheck to paycheck, so that was extremely hard for her. I applied for any assistance I could, so I was approved for like food stamps and WIC and PIP, which is assistance with your electricity bill. They make it like cheaper, not free, but it's cheaper. And I live in subsidized apartments. That is where they offer like assistance with your rent depending on how much you make. So like my initial rent amount was $610, and I had been paying that for months. Mind you, I also went to community action, I went to jobs and family, and I applied for anything I could to get rental assistance. Like they paid for my first month's rent and my deposit. When I had Morgan, they paid my rent for 3 months. Now I make more money, so obviously I was able to like pay my rent and stuff myself. But what they didn't tell me was that I was approved for subsidizing and my rent went down back in June. So I had been paying $610 a month and my rent went down to $150 a month. So my new landlord calls me and is like, hey, because for some reason landlords always like quit here, the apartment managers, but she's like, hey, you got to recertify for everything, yada yada. Oh, by the way, you have $3,200 worth of rent credit, so you don't have to pay rent for 22 months. I tell you, I was floored. I've never even won like $1 on a scratch off before, so that was like, I was just amazed. So yeah, it took like a year and a half to get the subsidizing, and I had to pay for rent for a while, but I used every possible resource that I could as a single mom, because when you're a single mom, you basically qualify for like everything. I qualified for almost everything besides like cash assistance, so they couldn't give me cash, which was fine. It's also a really good idea to get on the wait list for like Section 8, like, and that's where the government will pay your full rent and like find you like a place to live and stuff like that. I never did that, but I wish I would have, because like I have coworkers that literally like live in like 3-bedroom houses and their rent is $11 or nothing at all. So my advice is, it can't hurt unless you don't start trying, and just apply for everything. You'll hear back.
One of the biggest problems in our Western society is the creation of the support for single mothers. They are practically encouraged to destroy their families and leaving the husbands because they know that the government will be the new husband, and the single mother will never admit that destroying their family and leaving their child without a father was a wrong choice. When we have the courage as a society to stop all these aids and expenditures with our taxes, so that the single mothers do not receive free housing, free food, and a salary, maybe they will start to appreciate the luck they have in life and become good wives.
Singleness isn't a problem, and it's not a disease. It's actually a blessing. It's okay to be single. It's okay to remain single. Paul did great things for the gospel's sake, and he was single his entire life. We think that our life is incomplete, or we're waiting to start our life until we find somebody. And if you're single here today, I want to tell you that God has a purpose and a call on your life right now today. You should create a life that is so great that when somebody comes along, it's just a bonus. You're not waiting for them to complete your life. You already have a great life. And for them to come into your life, it's just a bonus. The key to contentment isn't into having something outside of yourself. Everything you need to live a content life, you already have it in your possession.
Paul also said in 1 Timothy chapter 2, I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. I don't think this little blonde has read the Bible in her life. Even in the sacred Christian church, we are not safe from feminism, folks.
What's one thing that you hate paying more for because you're single? I'll go first. My rent. If I split my one bedroom with a partner, I would be £8,400 richer at the end of the year. Ugh.
It is not easy finding someone to share the apartment with when Pookie or Ray Ray come to spend the night after they smash you every single day.
Right penalty for being single. So on average, single people are paying £7,500 per year more than their coupled up counterparts just for basic household outgoings. 7.5 grand. Unsurprisingly, rent is one of the big contributors, with a single person paying almost £700 a month on rent compared to couples where on average they are paying almost £450 per person each on rent. So that is a big old difference. And we all know that most meals and most food items are made for more than one person. So the cost of food is significantly more expensive. So is it surprised that right now people are coupling up to save cash?
I thought being single was a blessing, that a single woman earning more than a married one and the life was perfect as a bossy and independent woman. Did I think wrong? As for you, lady, you feel lonely. You crave for companionship of someone who truly understands you, someone who can make you laugh, dry your tears and hold you tight, someone who can be your husband, your lover and your friend. We can all see that in your big eyes.
To be happy single. 1. Do activities that you like to do. You don't need someone by your side to do something that you love. And there has been research that has stated that happiness is more about how you spend your time and your mindset, rather than if you're in a relationship with someone. 2. Don't put your life on hold because you're single. Start working towards your life goals. You don't need to have someone by your side to accomplish things that you want to do. Now you have more time on your hands, and you can put this time towards something else. 3. Being single is less expensive. This may not be the case for everyone. Every relationship is different. But according to research, being in a relationship is more expensive because we go on dates, we buy each other gifts, we travel together.
4. Stop lying on the internet and start cleaning up the mess in your room, for God's sake.
The best thing about being single is sleeping around. You know, like all over the bed. Like I can go on the left side, right side, I can starfish, like it's amazing.
We know you slept around with the entire high school football team. Enjoy your hot girl summer. The wall awaits you when you hit 30.
I love being single. I am addicted to being single. For real, like I can give you a whole list of things that I love about being single and why being single is so beneficial. Starting with number 1, I can peacefully sleep horizontally in my bed. Never have to lose sleep. Never. 2, I never have to worry about responding to anyone's text accordingly unless you're paying me. Isn't that the best? 3, I manage my money way better. Like I actually feel like a responsible adult. Ain't it crazy? 4, there are only a few things more relaxing than hanging out by yourself. 'Cause I'm not lonely, I'm alone. Let that sink in. 5, there's no one around me that needs my attention. Only I need my attention.
Did you take your medication properly today? I don't think you're in your right mind.
This whole cost of living crisis is just so unenjoyable. Like this morning I stepped outside because I need to take my youngest to the doctors and see a flat tire on my car. So instantly I'm like, great, a whole new tire needs to be fitted, £75. And the same thing happened literally like a month ago. And it takes such a whack at the minute because everything is just so expensive. When you've got little ones, you have to find a way to make it work. You have to. I need a vehicle for my mental health, my sanity, but also it's essential for nursery drop-offs, for appointments. We've got loads of appointments coming up. And I'm like, we have to get by. Like, what is this government doing to us, honestly? We should be able to just go out and have a coffee and a drink, a meal with our family or friends without the worry. I just don't understand. Everything is so expensive.
First, if you still had your husband by your side, he would have taken care of this entire problem and you would be taking care of your children at home without needing to leave them with strangers to go to work. Second, why are you complaining about the government? Women are the majority of the population and they have the greatest power to vote, but they choose the same parties. Always.
Okay, I have a very serious question. How long does someone have to be single before they can cash in on their bridal shower gifts? Hear me out. I'm 28. My sister was 25 when she got married, which means at 25, not only did she have love, which I don't have, but she got like a blender and hundreds of dollars. I remember her opening her gifts and I was mind blown by how much money she was getting for finding love. So you're telling me that not only am I miserable and unloved, but I can't have some new kitchen appliances? Help.
How about no?
Being single is getting expensive. These AA batteries just don't last like they used to.
We greatly appreciate your time and interest in our video. Thank you for watching.